All right, today we're doing lesson 9-6, divide whole numbers and unit fractions. Sorry. The Brown family is planting a third of their garden with flowers, a third with berries, and a third with vegetables. The vegetable section has equal parts of carrots, onions, peppers, and tomatoes. What fraction of the garden is planted with carrots? Solve the problem any way you choose. So what we've done is you can see they've drawn a box, and they've divided into thirds, and they're saying flowers, berries, and vegetables. So in the vegetable section, we're going to have 4 different types of vegetables. So just say our vegetables are over here, our flowers are here, and our berries are here. So in the vegetables, we're going to divide that into 4 even sections, and they said they'll have carrots, onions, peppers, and tomatoes. So they want to know what fraction of the total garden is made of carrots. So what we can do here, if we're drawing a picture, is we can just continue these lines across, and then you can see you've got altogether, you've got 12. That would be your denominator. And because we have a 4 by 3 is 12, and we have one little unit, so it's 1/12. So that's one way you can do it, by just drawing a picture. The way you can do it using a mathematical expression is we've got 1/3 divided into 4 equal parts. And if you remember, we're going to keep the first, change the sign, and flip the second. So we wind up with 1/12. Keep the first, change the sign, flip the second. So let's move on. A utility company is planning to install wind turbines on 4 square miles of each land. Each turbine requires a 1/4 square mile of land. How many turbines can be installed? Use an area model to show 4 square miles. Divide each square mile into 6 equal parts. And the reason why they're picking 6 equal parts is because they're looking for 1/6 square mile. So they want to make sure they've got the units right. So there are 24 parts altogether. So the 24 wind turbines could fit on that. And you could also use a number line. So we've got 4 square miles, 4 square miles here, and we divide each mile into 6s because we're looking 1/6 of a square mile will be for each turbine. That's why they chose the 6s there. So you can see 6 plus 6 plus 6 is 24. Okay. We can use an area model to find 2 divided by 4. So we're going to take our area model. That's drawing. We've got 2 whole things, and we want to divide them into fourths. So 2 divided by 1/4 equals, what do? We keep the first one, change the sign, and flip the second one. Altogether, we will have 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And on the next page, another example at the top is using the number line. And again, remember, when we use the number line, the denominator will tell us the interval. So if we're going to use a number line to find 1/4 of 6, if you partition 1, you want to find 1/4 divided by 6. So you're going to take your first value, which is what you have. You have 1/4 right there, and you're going to divide it into 6 little tiny pieces. So how much is each little piece? You can see that on the number line. If you do it the math way, use an equation, keep the first, change the sign, and flip the second, you're going to see it's 1/24. And you can check your answer using multiplication. just like you can in a regular division problem. So let me get down a little bit here into the guided practice. When you divide a whole number by a fraction less than 1, will the quotient be greater or less than the whole number? So you're always going to wind up with something when you divide a whole number, let's say the number 2, divided by a fraction. 2 times flip. Is the quotient greater or less than the whole number? It's always going to be greater. And what I did there was I just used an example. If I'm not sure, I'm going to try it out and see what I get. In number 2, 4 square miles of land is separated into sections. Each have an area of a half a square mile. How many sections are there? So we have 4 square miles divided by 1/2. So 4 square miles divided in half. You can see you're going to have 8 altogether. So 4 times 2 over 1 equals 8. Keep the first one, change the sign, flip the second one. Remember that. Keep, flip, or keep, change, and then flip. Keep, change, flip. So for number 3, we're going to keep the 2, change the sign, and flip the second one. For number 4, keep the first, change the sign, flip the second one. Now you guys can do division of fractions in first and math in your gyms. Keep the first, change the sign, flip the second one. Remember, the whole number 2 can be written as 2 over 1. And for number 6, keep the first, change the sign, flip the second one. And there you go.